Hello students, welcome again. Myself Amol Palve. Yesterday we study about motion in plane or motion in two dimension. In a last video, we derive an expression for average velocity, displacement, average velocity, magnitude of velocity. Today we are going to study the next topic, which is instantaneous velocity. So what is instantaneous velocity? Let's see the diagram here. Here x and y axis, in the xy plane our displacement pq is there. So figure shows the trajectory of an object moving in two dimensions. This is the trajectory of the object which is moving in two dimensions. Here the instantaneous velocity of the object at point P along the trajectory is along the tangent to the curve at P. See the instantaneous velocity of object at point P along the trajectory. So here along this trajectory the instantaneous velocity of object P is at P is along the tangent to the curve P. See here in the diagram we see the trajectory here and a tangent drawn to this curve here. That tangent is the instantaneous velocity of the object is. This velocity is shown by the vector pq. Here in diagram this instantaneous velocity is shown by the vector pq. Now if its x and y component, the x and y component of instantaneous velocity are vx and vy, as shown in the figure here. These are the two component at vx and vy. These are the two xy components of instantaneous velocity. The instantaneous velocity of the object can be written in terms of derivative as here v bar is equal to limit of t tends to 0 delta x bar upon delta t, that is equal to dx bar by dt. Here the instantaneous value is the limiting value of time. So where this change in time delta t tends to 0 and delta x bar upon delta t, that is equal to dx bar by dt, that is the derivative of displacement, is the instantaneous velocity here. If I substitute the value here dx by dt, that is the displacement with respect to time of x component, that is I bar there. So plus dy by dt j bar j cap is there. So here the magnitude and direction of the instantaneous velocity are given by v is equal to under root. See, I cap, the coefficient of I cap is the x component, that is vx. So instead of vx, in average velocity, we know the formula for average velocity, magnitude of average velocity is v is equal to under root vx square plus vy square. So here in instantaneous velocity, instead of vx, that is the x component of velocity, we write here the derivative of displacement with respect to time along x-axis and derivative of displacement with respect to time along y-axis. So here we take dx by dt square, that is the coefficient of I cap here, and coefficient of j cap. These are the component of instantaneous velocity along x-axis and along y-axis. Note down what is the difference here. Here the component of velocity along x-axis, if the average velocity is there, then we use the component of vx is there to show the component of velocity along x-axis. But if we have to show the instantaneous velocity, then for that we use here dx by dt. Similarly, for to show the component along y-axis, we use here dy by dt. So v is equal to under root dx by dt bracket square plus in bracket dy by dt bracket square. Tan theta is equal to, here theta is the angle, here that is the theta, here see theta is the angle here which shows the direction of velocity. So here tan theta is dy by dt upon dx by dt, that is tan theta vy upon vx we take it. So instead of vy we write here dy by dt. Instead of Vx, we write here dx by dt. Dt get cancelled, we get dy by dx. So if I get dy by dx here this is dy by dx, okay. So here upon is there. So dy by dx. So here this dy by dx means which is the slope of the tangent to the curve at any point at which we are calculating the instantaneous velocity. So this tan theta is what? This tan theta is the slope of the tangent drawn to at any point or at the point where we have to calculate the instantaneous velocity. So here let's see, if we have to calculate the velocity at point P, then this here we draw a tangent at point P, and this tan theta gives the slope of the tangent at point P here. So this is about instantaneous velocity. Instantaneous velocity is denoted in terms of derivative of displacement with respect to time. Here we take dx by dt because here the derivative of x component of velocity along x-axis and the derivative of y component along y-axis, that is the limiting value here. Time is limited here, which is approximately equal to 0. The change in time, that instant in which the time is changed, that change in time is very small, approximately it is limited to 0, and for that we calculate the instantaneous velocity here by using the formula v is equal to delta x bar by limit of t tends to 0 delta x bar by delta t or dx bar by dt. So dx by dt I cap plus dy by dt j cap. So this is the velocity, instantaneous velocity of the object at any instant. And we know the magnitude. If we have to find out the magnitude, then the formula for magnitude according to scalar vector, the formula becomes under root x component square plus y component square. So here dx by dt is the x component of instantaneous velocity and dy by dt is the y component of instantaneous velocity. Then tan theta is y component upon x component. So we get here dy by dx here. So this is the instantaneous velocity of the object. Now after instantaneous velocity, here let's find out the average and instantaneous acceleration. So see, in first part, in a last video, we study about displacement, that is denoted by delta x bar. Then after displacement upon time, we get the average velocity. Like average velocity, we calculate at any instant the velocity, that is called instantaneous velocity. So after instantaneous velocity, we calculate the average or instantaneous acceleration now. See, the average acceleration a bar average of a particle between times t1 and t2 can be written as, here in between time t1 and t2 we have to calculate the average acceleration, and that average acceleration here can be written as a average is equal to v2 bar minus v1 bar upon t2 minus t1, that is equal to, now v2 is velocity at second t2 timing and v1 is velocity at t1. So here v2, now here I replace here the x and y component. So just for a moment consider that v2 is the velocity, final velocity at time t2, and v1 is the velocity at t1. So the velocity, the final velocity which is at time t2, or we can call it v2, the x component of v2 is v2x. The x component of v1 is, I write here v1x upon t2 minus t1. So here what I use here, here we use the velocity upon time but along x-axis. Similarly here we use v2y minus v1y upon t2 minus t1. This is what? This is the velocity of time along y-axis. So here velocity of object along x-axis, along y-axis. So here the component which is the quantity which is multiplier to I cap is the x component of acceleration here, and the quantity which is multiplier to j cap, that is the y component of velocity here. So for this we write where v2 bar and v1 bar are the velocities of the particle at t2 and t1 respectively. Now here a average acceleration, I replace it here, a average x component of average acceleration and y component of average acceleration, where we already explained it what is the average acceleration of x component and y component, that are the value here. So average acceleration along x-axis is v2x minus v1x upon t2 minus t1, and similarly average acceleration along y-axis is v2y minus v1y upon t2 minus t1. So for this, here we replace this is the x component and y component. So a average along x-axis into I cap plus a average along y-axis into j cap, where a average x and a average y being the xy components of the average acceleration. Now here, this is the vector form of acceleration. Now we derive the magnitude and direction of acceleration. So we know what is the formula for magnitude, that is average acceleration is equal to under root a average x square plus average acceleration of y square. So x component, square of x component and square of y component of acceleration there is there, and this is the formula for average acceleration. Similar formula we use for average velocity also. For magnitude of average velocity we use the similar formula here. Now the direction tan theta, and tan theta is equal to c y component upon x component. So this is the direction of acceleration, then y component of average acceleration divided by x component of average acceleration, I write here. So similarly, if you understand the formulas related to velocity, then in the same manner here we explain the formulas which are related to acceleration also. So if we compare, you get any formula, you are writing here, you write any formula. See here, you can write, if just by comparing here, if you understand for velocity, then similar, if we make some respective changes there, then you can easily write the formula for acceleration. Or if you understand acceleration, then you can write the formula for velocity. Let's see how. Here average acceleration is what? Change in velocity upon time. Average acceleration is what? Change in velocity upon time, because acceleration is rate of change of velocity upon time. What is velocity? Velocity is rate of change of displacement upon time. So when we write here average velocity, then here x2 minus x1 is there. If I use right here average acceleration, then v2 bar minus v1 bar is here. So if velocity is taken, then change in displacement or change in position. If acceleration is taken, then change in velocity. So here v, if I write here v, then this is the formula for acceleration. If I write here x instead of v, then it becomes the formula for velocity. So here everywhere, if instead of v, if I replace x, instead of v, if I replace x, then the formulas becomes for average velocity. And here in terms of v, that is for average acceleration. So this is the average magnitude of acceleration and this is the direction of acceleration. So next here, now the instantaneous acceleration. So after average acceleration, we have to calculate, we have to derive the formula for instantaneous acceleration, like average velocity, then instantaneous velocity. Similarly here, average acceleration, then instantaneous acceleration. So the instantaneous acceleration is given by a bar is equal to limit of delta t tends to 0. Limit of t tends to 0, delta v bar upon delta t is equal to dv bar by dt. That is equal to dvx upon dt I cap plus dvy upon dt j cap. What is this dvx? This is the derivative of x component of velocity and derivative of y component of velocity. I already explained you the rate of change of velocity with respect to time is nothing but the acceleration. So here for writing the formula for acceleration, we have to write the change in velocity upon time. When we write the formula for velocity, then we use here rate of change of displacement with respect to time. So again, in case of instantaneous acceleration also, if I write v, delta v, then it is the formula for velocity. If I write delta x, then this is the formula for if I write delta v change in velocity upon time, then formula is for acceleration. If I write delta x, that is change in position or displacement upon time, then that formula is for velocity. So respective changes are there in both the conditions. So if here this dvx bar by dt, this is the x component of acceleration and this is the y component of acceleration. So here we get d by dt of, now what is vx? Vx is rate of change of displacement with respect to time. So instead of vx, if I write here dx by dt, and instead of vy I write here dy by dt, then it becomes d square x by dt square I cap plus d square y by dt square j cap, where d square x by dt square is the x component of acceleration and d square y by dt square is the y component of instantaneous acceleration there. Okay, so here I write it ax is equal to dx d square x by dt square and ay is equal to d square y by dt square. Then now next the magnitude of and direction of acceleration is, now what, how we derive the magnitude? Under root ax square plus ay square. So here simply I write a is equal to under root ax, instead of x I write d square x by dt square, instead of ay I write d square y by dt square, and under root d square x by dt square bracket square plus d square y by dt square bracket square. This is the formula for acceleration. And similarly tan theta gives the direction, so tan theta is equal to dvy by dt upon dvx by dt, dt get cancelled, dvy upon dvx. So this one is the formula for direction of instantaneous acceleration, and this is the formula for magnitude of instantaneous acceleration. So if you understand the concept instantaneous velocity, then average velocity, then in that formula instead of delta x, if we replace delta v, we get the new formulas for average acceleration and average velocity. So like average velocity, instantaneous velocity, we study here average acceleration, instantaneous acceleration, and the formula for magnitude and direction also here. So some basic concept to understand the motion in plane or two-dimensional motion. So here, what is the difference in between rectilinear motion and two-dimensional motion? One difference is there. See, in rectilinear motion, the displacement is along straight line. That is, only one component of displacement is there. Similarly, only one component of velocity is there. Similarly, only one component of acceleration is there. Sorry. But in case of motion in a plane or two-dimensional motion, the velocity has two components. One component is along x-axis and other is along y-axis. Acceleration has two components. One is along x-axis and other is along y-axis. So here, this is the major difference in between rectilinear motion and motion in plane, that is two-dimensional motion. In rectilinear motion, we can also call the rectilinear motion as one-dimensional motion, because this motion is along the only one axis or single axis, but in a plane we require two axes. So here velocity, acceleration, all are required two component. One component is along x-axis and other component is along y-axis if we consider the motion in xy plane. So this is about the velocity and acceleration. Next is equation of motion for an object traveling a plane with uniform acceleration. See, in case of rectilinear motion, in earlier standard, in 8th or 9th standard, we already studied about the kinematic equation or a kinematical equation according to Newton's law of motion. So for rectilinear motion or motion along the straight line, we study the formulas equation of motion according to Newton's laws. So here for motion in plane, now we have to derive the equation of motion for an object traveling a plane with uniform acceleration. So let's see here, let the initial velocity of the object be u bar at t is equal to 0 and its velocity at time t be v bar. So here, if the object is traveling in a plane, then we consider two velocities here. At t is equal to 0 means at starting, or we can call it as the initial velocity. So the initial velocity of the object is u bar, that is t is equal to 0, and the t at time t the velocity becomes v bar. Okay, so at t is equal to 0 the velocity is u bar, and at t is equal to t or after time t the velocity becomes v bar, as the acceleration is constant here. Because here, see in the title, uniform acceleration is there. What is meant by uniform acceleration? It means that the acceleration is constant. When the acceleration is constant, so as acceleration is constant, the average acceleration and the instantaneous acceleration will be equal. Remember, this point is important here, as the acceleration is constant or the acceleration is uniform, then in that motion or for that motion the average acceleration and instantaneous acceleration will be equal. So here next, by using the definition of acceleration, we get a bar is equal to v bar minus u bar upon t minus 0. What is the definition of acceleration? Acceleration is rate of change of velocity with respect to time. Or we can write it change in velocity upon change in time. So here, see, initially velocity is u bar, and that initial velocity u bar changes to velocity v bar. In time, initially time is 0, and after time t, so time, the change in time is t minus 0. So here we get the formula for acceleration is v bar is equal to u bar plus a bar t. So this is the first equation of motion in when the object is traveling in a plane, that is v bar is equal to u bar plus a bar t. So I give that equation as 1. Now let the displacement from time t is equal to 0 to t be s bar. So here in time 0 to t, the displacement of the object becomes s bar. In time 0 to t, the displacement of object is becomes s bar. So if s bar is the displacement and acceleration, we know that acceleration is constant, so average velocity is u bar plus v bar upon 2. We take here the average of velocity, that is all the values, sum of velocity divided by number of velocities. So here u bar v bar, only two velocities there, so I take here average velocity here. So average velocity, if we have to find out the s bar, then we use the formula for velocity. Velocity is equal to distance upon time. Then what is velocity? What is distance? Displacement is equal to velocity into time. So I take average velocity into time. So put here average velocity u bar plus v bar upon 2 into t. That is equal to, here in last we derive the formula for v bar here according to equation 1, the formula for v bar here. Okay, so let's put the value of v bar in here, in the value of average acceleration. So here the average acceleration, we put the value of average acceleration in that equation here. See, here I put the value of v bar, u bar plus v bar upon 2 into t. So v bar I put u bar plus a bar t. So u bar plus a bar t upon 2 into t. If I rearrange the equation, we get s bar is equal to u bar t plus 1 by 2 a bar t. So here I get s bar is equal to, here I get what? S bar is equal to u bar t plus u bar 1 by 2 a bar t. So this is the second equation of motion for which we get here for displacement. Now the next one, this is the second equation, I write the number 2 here. Now equation 1 and 2 can be resolved into their x and y components so as to get coordinate corresponding scalar equation as follows. See here, here the motion is in plane. If the rectilinear motion is there, then the equation, first equation of v bar is equal to u bar plus a bar t, because In rectilinear motion, no component is there, the motion is along the straight line. But here, as the motion is in two dimensions or in a plane, we have write the equation in their component, corresponding component. So here see, first equation, for v along x-axis we get vx is equal to ux plus axt. What is vx? Vx is the x component of velocity, final velocity, ux x component of initial velocity, ax x component of acceleration, and t is the time. Similarly, for y component, Vy is equal to Uy plus Ayt. Here, Vy is y component of velocity, Uy is y component of initial velocity, Ay is y component of acceleration into t. Now, equation 2 can be written in terms of its component. So, Sx displacement along x-axis is here the mistake is Sx I write here, but here instead of S we have to write what? Here instead of S, make that correction. Here instead of X I have to write here U, because formula is S bar is equal to U bar T plus half AT square. So here instead of x, here I have to write here u. So make the correction here, uxt plus half axt square. Similarly, the y component is sy is equal to uyt plus half ayt square. See here, like uy we have to replace here ux here. So here there is a mistake here, so please correct it. This is not sx, instead of sx here ux, that is the x component of velocity here. So this is the velocity equation of kinematical equations here in terms of motion in plane. This is the equation for final velocity along x-axis. This is Vy, means equation of final velocity along y-axis. Here Sx is displacement along x-axis. Sy is displacement along y-axis. So today we study here. So today we study average and instantaneous acceleration. Before that, we study the instantaneous velocity. So this is the formula for instantaneous velocity. V bar is equal to limit of t tends to 0 delta x bar by delta t. Here, that is the instantaneous velocity is written in terms of derivative of displacement. Magnitude of velocity is under root dx by dt square plus dy by dt square. Direction is dy by dx. Now after instantaneous velocity, average acceleration is there. Average acceleration is v2 bar minus v1 bar upon t2 minus t1. So here v2, so x component and y component of velocity here. So v2x minus v1x upon t2 minus t1 into I cap plus v2y minus v1y upon t2 minus t1 into j. So for this, we write the equation for average acceleration in vector form, that is x component of average acceleration a average x I cap plus a average y j cap. Now then we determine the formula for magnitude and direction tan theta. Magnitude a average x component square plus a average acceleration of y component square. Tan theta is average acceleration y component upon average acceleration x component. Now here, then instantaneous acceleration also we derive here. So instantaneous acceleration and magnitude and direction of instantaneous acceleration we derive in this section today. Then after that, final point, that is the equation of motion in a two-dimensional motion or when object is traveling in a plane. So here the point which we have to note down is, in case of kinematical equation in linear motion, only one component of velocity and displacement is there. But here the motion is in plane, so we have to express these formulas in x and y component here. So here for that we derive vx, vi, vy and sx, sy. So I hope students you understand the all these which I try to explain you today. So if you have any difficulty, please write me in comment box or ask me in a question in a comment. I will try to solve your questions in the next lecture. Thank you.